This is Nicki Ashton. She's running for the leadership of the New Democratic Party in Canada. One of the two women that are running, and you come from a strong mother, and so do I. And tell me about how much your mother influences you in running for the NDP leadership.
Well, my mom's always been a real inspiration to me and great strength. Has given me great strength throughout my life. I mean, she's been a feminist activist. My dad's a proud feminist as well, and they raised my brother and I to be progressive when we're talking about feminism and the need to see that we're bridging the gap in gender inequality.
But let's talk about inequality. Sorry, but I just wanted to get my stuff in before these guys start playing the guitar again. Tell me, what do you think about, how hard it is to be a woman in politics, as I ran, and I felt it was really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
How difficult is it?
Well, there's definitely a lot of sexism that still exists in our society, and we've overcome quite a few barriers, but I think in many ways the clock is turning back. I mean, we've seen Stephen Harper's government to roll back the rights that women have fought for, whether it's the word equality and status of women, pay equity, their inability to do anything to tackle the violence facing Aboriginal women, particularly in our country. And to me, all of these pieces and that clock rolling back means that we're going to have less women running, less women getting involved in politics, and less women of my generation making a difference. And that's wrong. So that's one of the reasons why I'm running. And I've called out the kind of sexism I've seen on a few instances. And
do you feel that when you say turn somebody in for being sexist or for sexual harassment, you get it thrown in your face sometimes?
Well, I find that, for example, with the media, that we, that sort of when you call it for what it is, people say, oh, no, that's not what we meant. But I mean, but in fact, that is what they meant, and it's maybe not always overt, but it's hidden, and certainly a lot of people notice that, and I think we need to break those links, and we need to reach out and say, you know what, politics is about all of us. Do you
get the women backing you in the party, or do you think they're not backing you?
Oh, I've gotten the support of, I'm honored to receive the support of a number of dynamic women, but we've got to keep building. I mean,
can you say names of women who are backing you, who are prominent?
Sure. Well, I mean, one of the MPs two of the MPs, that are supporting me is Carol Hughes from Northern Ontario, and John Steen, that I know from Joliette, Quebec, one of our newly elected MPs. And I'm excited for my own home province to have Flora Marcelino, who's a dynamic woman.
What's her name?
Flora Marcelino.
Oh, Flora, of course.
Supporting my campaign. But for me, it's also about women at the grassroots level supporting what we're doing. And a lot of young women that are activists, student activists, environmental activists, social justice activists,
Manitoba
across the country,
besides Flora?
Well, there's others that have chosen to support other candidates as well. But for me, it's about also the women at the grassroots level, and particularly young women who don't often get involved in elected politics, that say that, you know what, we need to change leadership and we need to have women leaders.
And there's two women running, right? Is this going to be a split between the two women, do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it's high time that we have more than one woman in a race. I mean, the idea that in a race of 5 men that we should just have one woman is that's old school. I mean, I think we need to have for me, it's really important that my generation be heard, a generation of women that have been. I'm 29.
Okay.
So I'm turning 30 soon, and a lot of women in my generation have been told or encouraged to move away from the feminist perspective,
but you're not.
And I'm definitely not.
You're a strong feminist, and it's come a long way since the days that I ran for mayor, when I got totally ostracized for being a woman. Things have changed, and so much so that your generation, is there a majority of women MPs now in the NDP? Is it more than men?
Well, no, we're 40% plus. We're getting there, but we're by far the most closest to equality compared to the other parties, which are actually at 17% each, and which I think is abysmal. I mean, that's not what today's Canada looks like. We haven't fought for equality to have those low levels, and I think, my bid for leadership is taking it to the next level on gender equality, on equality in general.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Nicki Ashton.